All of the content contained in this webcast is for informational purposes only. The investments and strategies contained in this webcast may not be suitable for you. Please consult your own independent financial advisor before making any investment or trading decisions. Good morning, traders and investors around the world, and welcome to Monday morning's edition of premarketinfo.com, where we prepare you for the most important hour of the day, the first hour. Dennis is a little bit under the weather today, so I'll be flying solo. So it gets right to the market here. Starting with the overnight activity in the S&P 500. The current high stands at 1369.50, just a few ticks above the settlement price of 1368.75. If that holds as the high of the day, we have a downside target of 1355.75. The overnight low stands at 1360.50. Really no relevant number there. A few points below that, we have Thursday's low at 58.75. If that 1360.50 holds as the low of the day, we have an upside target of 1374.25. Right now, the S&Ps have recovering, trading around mid-range. If we can hold this 1364 level, we should be poised to go up and test that Globex high. Moving on to the Big Ten, ExxonMobil making a new low on Friday, a weekly low at 85.85, treading above that in the pre-market. Let's use that 85.85 as a good number on the downside this morning. If in fact that can hold, we should be poised to go up and test Friday's high at 86.75. After making a high last week at 87.83, ExxonMobil's had a series of lower highs, so the resistance is coming down from the 52-week high of 88.13. Below our 85.85 number, we have our low back from February 17th at 84.92. Apple Computer, really strangely quiet on Friday, a little bit over a 5-point range, which is very, very unusual for this stock. Settled at 545.18, just trading up slightly in the pre-market. Have some good numbers to look at on the upside, folks. Wednesday's high at 547.61 and the all-time high at 548.21. It appears sellers are stepping in here before that psychological $550 level. Below Friday's low of 542.52, really nothing to support this stock staying above 535.70. So play it from the long side. Below 542.52, look for a sell-off. Moving on to our next component, another tech stock, IBM, still challenging that $200 level. Last week's high just short of the 52-week high at 199.23. Strong close though for IBM, getting up to 198.89, closing at 198.81. So you have resistance trading all the way up from the close up to the all-time high. If in fact it can clear this 199.23 level, I'd look for a bust out here to easily go through that $200 level. Coming back on the downside, Friday's low and Thursday's low very close to each other, within 13 cents. Unusual for this stock. So below 197, the stock should show some weakness and perhaps test the 5-day low of 196.10. Another stock with a very unusual tight range on Friday, Chevron Corporation. Could not even reach the 110 area. We've been talking about the 110.99 all-time high as major resistance. Last week it managed to get up to 110.92 before peeling back. We will be using the 110 area up to 110.14 as our first minor resistance points. Above that, perhaps it could challenge that 110.99 again. The area I really think the traders should focus on this morning is this 109 level. Four lows, the last four lows in Chevron Corporation have been between 108.92 and 109.18. Very unusual for this stock. Below 109, the sell stop should be going off, and we will find our next support level. Minor support at Monday's low at 108.21, but the 7-day low at 107.20. Mr. Softy was kind of soft on Friday, closing right near the low of the day, making a low at 32 before settling at 32.08. I'd use that $32 level down to Thursday's low at 31.85 is pretty good support. The upside, as usual, is pretty well defined in Microsoft. Thursday's and Friday's high at 32.43 and 44. Major resistance there all the way up to the 32.50 level. Below this 31.85 level, folks, you have Wednesday's low at 31.61, but the major support comes in at the 4-day low of 31.10. Another stock that exhibited some weakness on Friday, GE, unable to hold that psychological number of $19. Only got as high as 19.14 early in the session. Peeled back, got a low of 18.90, which was the Friday low and the weekly low. Did manage to bounce and close at 18.97. Trading down in the pre-market at Friday in the weekly low, so keep an eye on that. It is opening up into support, but any kind of bounce, I'm sure you're going to start finding some initial resistance at 19. Another stock with a good formation to take a look at, selling through weakness. Procter Gamble has made 4 consecutive lows between 66.40 and 66.54. Trading below that in the pre-market, trading down 42 cents. So now, as opposed to that being support, that whole area up to the close at 66.67 will be resistance. Really minor support here all the way at 65.95 and 65.71. But if this stock really goes into sell-off mode, we could be trading as low as 65.04. AT&T really surprised traders on Friday. Managed to finally make a move, go up and kiss that 31 level. Peeled back to close at 30.87. The news of the new data plans and increase in costs, which from what I have read is really not all that different to curtail the data hogs. But that 31 will be a great number again on the upside. Folks will be looking to exit some longs or perhaps initiating shorts. Coming back on the downside, there's really not much support in this thing to Friday's low at 30.60. If in fact takes that out, we could be meandering back toward the 30.30 level. J&J continues to just stay in this amazingly tight range. It is trading down 24 cents in the pre-market. You did have a double bottom at 64.71. Now that, as opposed to being support, that will now be resistance. This stock is eventually going to trade either in the 63 handle or the 67 handle. It looks like it's really starting to get heavy on the 64 level. 64.5 was Tuesday's low. Coming back on the downside, major support at 64.01, which was the 5-day low. Finally, the last of the Big Ten, Pfizer Corporation, after popping up to 21.65 earlier in the week, could not get to that level on Friday, only got to 21.50. Be using that 21.50 up to that 21.65 is a good resistance. Coming back on the downside, you have 21.32, which was Friday's low. But if in fact it cannot hold at 21.32, we could be right back at that $21 level 2103 to 2106, you had Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays lows. That's a wrap of the Big Ten and the S&Ps. Still hanging out here, just above mid-range. I'm going to take a quick break, post the market movers. We'll be right back with you.